Hello, my name's Claire and this is Stitch Him Sew. Thank you so much for joining me today for another video. Now today's video is a really exciting one. It's a collaboration with the lovely Katherine from Sewverton Makery. So if you are a regular watcher or subscriber, thank you so much for coming back time and time again. And if you are new to my channel or you've come over from Katherine's channel, you are so very, very welcome. And I hope you enjoy what you see today and you'll consider subscribing. So as I say, today's video is all about a collaboration that I've been doing with the wonderful Katherine from Sewverton Makery. Now this all came about because I bought this fabric and I happened to mention it on one of my fabric hauls or a Friday Sews video, and Katherine mentioned in the comments that she'd also bought the same fabric. Now this fabric was bought from the Sew Hayley Jane outlet shop, so when she has kind of a surplus from her subscription boxes, she will sell things off in her outlet shop. And this particular fabric had been quite substantially reduced, and so it was just one of those fabrics that was just too good to miss, and I knew exactly what I wanted to make from it. So when Katherine got in contact with me to say that she had the same fabric, I messaged her on Instagram to say, hey, how do you fancy doing a collaboration? And I'm very grateful to say that she said yes, and that's where our conversations really kind of began. So we were talking about what we wanted to do, and we both decided that it was pyjamas that we'd earmarked this particular fabric for. So we thought, great, that means, you know, not only are we doing the same fabric, one fabric two ways, but we were also making a similar type of item, but we hadn't actually discussed which pattern we'd be using for it. As we started chatting a little bit more, we realised that actually we didn't live very far away from each other at all. We live about 20-minute drive away, 20-25-minute drive away from each other, and so we decided it would be really lovely to have a little sewing get together. So a few weeks ago I went over to Katherine's house, and she was lovely. She'd set up her dining room, kitchen room table, and she put out her overlocker. I bought my overlocker because obviously we were sewing jersey, and she said to me if I needed to use her sewing machine, then that was absolutely fine for any top stitching or anything. So we got together, and I'll pop in a little picture of us together. We had such a lovely time. It was so lovely being able to chat all things sewing, and I felt like I'd known her forever. She's such a lovely person. How you see her in her videos is exactly how she is in person. She's just so bubbly and lovely and welcoming, and it was just such a joy to spend some time with her and get to know her a little bit more, but also to sew up our garments together. So as I say, we decided that we would both sew up some pyjamas out of this fabric. This fabric spoke PJs to me. So the pattern that I've sewn up is the Juno pyjamas, which is in the Tilly and the Buttons Make It Simple book. I've sewn this pattern up a number of times, so I was pretty happy that it would come together as I wanted it to. I tend to make a few tweaks to the pattern to suit my needs, and so I'll talk those through with you in a moment. So I've used the Tabitha t-shirt from the Make It Simple book, and you can do a number of different things with the Tabitha t-shirt. You can make it into a ringer tee by kind of putting bands on the arms. You can make it into a long sleeve version, a 3/4 length sleeve. You can extend it into a dress. So you've got the short sleeve, the 3/4 length sleeve, and the long sleeves there. And so that's and I decided that I would go for a short sleeve t-shirt just because I find with long trousers on as well in bed, that's enough for me. I find if I've got a long sleeve top on as well, that I can get just a little bit too hot. And so that's what I did in terms of the top. And then I've sewn up the Juno pyjama bottoms as well. So I've gone for the short sleeve t-shirt. Obviously this picture shows the long sleeve, and I've gone for the Juno pyjamas. Now obviously this is a striped fabric. I don't often wear striped clothing, I have to admit, because I guess I always think, oh, I'm on the bigger size. I don't necessarily think stripes are particularly flattering, but for pyjamas, I caveat that. I don't think they're particularly flattering on me. I think they look great on other people, but you have to wear what you feel comfortable with, don't you? But for me, in pyjamas, I'm happy with that. So I've had some fun playing around with the stripes from this pattern using, so I've gone vertical stripes on the neckband, for instance. I've got the horizontal stripes for the t-shirt. The actual sleeve, it's probably not something you'd necessarily pick out, but actually I've done the sleeves on the vertical as well, because I just thought that would be something a little bit extra. In terms of changes to the top, the only thing I've done different on the top is I've slightly lowered this neckline, because I find the Tabitha t-shirt comes up quite high. It kind of comes up quite up here, and for me, in bed in particular, I don't want a t-shirt that comes up really high. I don't want to feel restricted. You want nice comfy pyjamas, don't you? Something that you can just slob out in, and obviously if I wanted to wear it for sort of loungewear as well, equally, comfy and cozy and not restricted in any way, shape or form. So that's what I've done in terms of the t-shirt. Now for the bottoms, I have gone horizontal with my stripes. So I just thought that would be fun. And then on the cuff on the bottom, did I say that I've gone horizontal? I've gone vertical on my stripes. And then on the cuffs, I've gone horizontal. And what the other addition that another change that I've made to this pattern is that I've added a waistband. On the actual pattern itself, it doesn't have a waistband. You just quarter your elastic, you pop it in, I think you overlock it, turn it over, etc. But I decided that actually I would like this pattern to be slightly more high rise, and so actually adding a waistband on would more than add enough rise for me. If anything, it's possibly slightly too much, but I'm not bothered by that at all. So I've gone horizontal on the waistband, vertical on the legs, and horizontal on the leg cuff. And I just thought, it's pyjamas. Nobody, well, I say nobody, I've literally just shown it on the internet to everybody that may or may not want to watch, but yeah, I thought that it was the right time to have a bit of fun with some stripes, and hopefully you'll agree that they've turned out quite nice. The other addition that I've made, and I've put one of these little labels in the top as well, I've used a little rosy cheeks made in me time, because I just thought that coordinated just so perfectly with the fabric itself, and then obviously sewing is my me time, so I just think those are really perfect for that. And I also gave a couple of these to the lovely Katherine as well, for hers as well, because I just thought they went so perfectly that she needed to have some as well. So yeah, those are a little rosy cheeks label, and as I say, I've popped one in the top as well. I don't always remember to pop a label in to my makes which I do find quite irritating, because I've got quite a lot of them, and so I do need to use them, and I often have to put them in sort of after the event, and I think I probably have to do that on this one as well, because I've got a little line of stitching on the back where I've just sewn them onto the overlocking, but I'm happy with that, and it means it doesn't flap around too much, so that's fine. I'm absolutely okay with that. So that's my makes from this gorgeous fabric. It's a lovely cotton lycra fabric. It's got a 4-way stretch, which is how I've managed to play around with those stripes. So obviously normally you'd probably use the fabric that way, and I've used it on the cross grain so that I could use the stripes vertically, but equally it's fine because it's got a 4-way stretch. So they're super comfy, super soft cotton jersey fabric. They're really lovely. It's been such a lovely collaboration with the lovely Katherine. If you haven't already hopped over to her channel, please do check out her video for this collaboration, but also check out her other videos on her channel. She is just so lovely. As I say, her personality shines through on her videos, and she's just the same in person. So I will pop on the screen the sizing for the Juno pyjamas. It doesn't come in their full extended size range, unfortunately. This Make It Simple book, it goes up to a UK size 24, I think. Yes, UK size 24. So it's not their biggest size range, because I think their sizes go up now to a 30 or a 32 or a 34, I'm not quite sure, but definitely at a larger size range than that particular book. But I will stop there for now. I do hope you've enjoyed today's video. As I say, hop over to Katherine's channel if you haven't already done so, and if you have hopped over from Katherine's channel to mine, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate that everybody that takes the time to watch, to like, to comment and subscribe to my channel. I really do appreciate it. So if you could take the time to do that, I'd be really grateful. So I will say goodbye for now. I hope you have a fantastic week. I hope you fit in some sewing this week. But until my next video, take care. Happy sewing. Bye bye.